Hello, everyone. Rabbi Steve Schwartz with you. Just a word or two about the Torah portion that we're reading this Shabbat. It's a special Shabbat at Bethel. We're calling it Founders Shabbat, welcoming those who were involved in the founding days of the congregation back in 1948, and also those who've joined the congregation in the decades since, that community that has come together to make the Bethel that is such a special place for so many. So we hope you'll join us for Founders Shabbats. That'll be Saturday morning, tomorrow morning. The Torah portion, I think, couldn't be better for an occasion like this. Vayera is the name of the Parsha. It's about Abraham and Sarah, some of their struggles. One of the fullest Parshayot in the entire Torah, filled with stories that we still study to this day, memorable stories to include the binding of Isaac, to include Sarah and Hagar and their struggle, and Abraham ultimately being asked by Sarah to throw Hagar and Ishmael out of the house, to include the destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah. Very, very full Parsha. One of the contradictions in the Parsha that's always sort of puzzled me, bothered me, is the contradiction between what I see as two Abrahams. On the one hand, we have the Abraham who, when God tells Abraham that God's intention is to destroy the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah, Abraham argues with God, and there's that incredible passage where Abraham says to God, well, what if there are 50 righteous people, 45 righteous people, and works all the way down. Ultimately, God saying to Abraham, essentially, there are no righteous people and the city will be destroyed. But Abraham's courage to stand in front of God and almost to put himself, Abraham, between God and the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah, as if to say, you'll have to do this through me. Abraham, the incredible example of moral compass. And then, later on in the Parsha, when God says to Abraham, take your son, your only son, and sacrifice him to me on Mount Moriah. What does Abraham say after so eloquently defending the citizens of Sodom and Gomorrah, whom he doesn't even know? And his son, when God comes to him, what does he say? Nothing. Not a word. Not a word. It's Vayashkem Avraham Baboker. He gets up early in the morning and he takes Isaac and he brings him to the mountain and almost, kimat, right? Almost sacrifices his son. So it's always bothered me why Abraham, on the one hand, so intense in terms of his defense of people he does not know. And on the other hand, when it's his own son, he doesn't say a word, doesn't object, doesn't put himself, as I said before, between God and Isaac. Right? And in part, one of the ways I've understood that difference, that distinction between Abraham's behavior in those two situations is the sense of private and public personas. I think we all carry private and public personas. We're out, we're with those we don't know all that well, and our tendency is to put on our best face, and to smile, and to be the best people that we can be, our dazzling selves, right? Our best personalities. That's our public face. And then how are we in private? When it's just our own home, our own family, our own spouse, our own children, our own siblings, our own parents or grandparents. Are we able, in that intimate setting with the people that we know best, are we able to bring our best selves to that situation as well? Abraham doesn't seem to me to do it successfully. He's a star out in public, but at home he really struggles in his relationships with his partners, with his children. And so maybe a lesson here is that when we feel that we're not our best at home, to try to remember that we should be our best, even more so for the people with whom we share the journey of our lives, the people that we love and who bring meaning to us every single day. The very best to you for a Shabbat Shalom. Again, happy Veterans Day. And please join us for Founders Shabbat. Shabbat Shalom.